Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we sit in on this July the, what is today, the 15th? I'm all messed up. 18th.
All I know is it's Saturday morning.
Yeah.
I believe it's the 18th.
It is
Larry.
the 18th. I'm getting all messed up. And Ron Wong, you hear Ron's voice, and Ron is at ICAST down in Orlando, Florida, which I really worry about. I bet there's more than one Wong down there someplace if he looked around and everything. But Ron's on the line with us to talk a little bit about ICAST. And, of course, we also been able to hook up with our good friend Mark Rose from over in West Memphis and Marion. Good morning, Ron, and good morning, Mark.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Oh, we sound really good, and we got Frank Barton in the studio. And Frank has.
Good morning, Frank.
Yeah, do you know
Morning,
Mark
Ron.
Rose? Do you know Mark Rose, Frank?
Yeah, I've met Mark on occasion or two.
I think so. Yeah. So this makes that a really good hookup because you've been hooked up with Mark you've been a supporter of Mark
For a while. He's got if he's wearing what I'm hoping he's wearing, he's got my logo somewhere on him.
Front and center.
Front and center. That's better than
Front and center.
That's better
Yeah,
than
it is.
that's
I'm
better.
going to get a picture for you, Frank.
Yeah. Make a picture. I thought it was on his. I'm glad it's not on his.
Never mind, Larry.
All
Go
right,
on.
let's go on, yeah.
Move along.
All right, so tell us, hey Ron, you're down there representing Outdoors with Larry Ray, and we appreciate it in Orlando, Florida. Tell our listeners before we talk to Mark a little bit about what is ICAST.
Well, ICAST is the largest fishing tackle show in the world. This is where fishing tackle manufacturers and fishing tackle products are shown, especially for the new items that are coming out by all of these manufacturers throughout the world. It's just not the U.S.-based fishing tackle show, and it's like 500,000 square feet of fishing tackle. And of course, I've been very fortunate in covering a lot of the lures and everything else and tackle stuff that we talk about on the show. I've spent a lot of time in the Lew's booth. I've spent a lot of time in the Strike King booth, and I want everybody to go out to lroutdoors.com here in the future because we're going to have a lot of video interviews on all of the new products that are coming out by these wonderful companies. I'll have quite a bit of it. And, of course, Mark, I captured Mark at the Lew's booth, and then I saw him over at the Strike King booth. But Mark, tell all of our listeners out there some of the new products that you're getting to play with from Lew's and Strike King.
Well, man, there's so many new ones out there. I don't even know where to start. But with Lew's, the Team Lew's Magnesium Pro is the new reel that I'm going to be using this year. It's just an awesome reel. It's lighter, 5.3 ounces. I could go on and do a little seminar on reels for you, but for the sake of time, it's just the best, lightest, strongest, best feeling reel that's I've ever felt in my life. And fishing has come such a long way.
Is that not amazing? Yeah. Lynn Reeves talked a little bit about that, didn't he, last week, Ron, before ICAST. And I know, Mark, you get to play with these kind of things. But from your standpoint, what is ICAST for you? Because I know Ron's done gone through 3 pairs of shoes by now. So from your point, this is not a sit back and have fun time. You guys are really busy, aren't you?
Yeah, fishing has just come so far anymore, Larry, that it's such a big business now. And this is, like Ron said, it's the biggest trade show in the world. So it's the place that you can showcase all of the new products out there, saltwater and freshwater. And fishing is just a big business anymore. It's such a big market down here in Florida where we're at. It's such a big part of the economy. So yeah, and it's got all the electronics and everything involved with fishing now. It's all down here. Everything is just the fishing world is changing. It's not a 6-pack and a bucket of crickets anymore, I tell you.
No. And it's a long way from aluminum boat for Mark Rose. So
yeah, you're right.
I mean, in a short period of time, really, it may feel like a lifetime to you, but it doesn't seem like yesterday. But
but I never will forget those times. I hope I never do forget them because it paved the way for make a living at this, and I'm really really awful thankful.
And you get to paint yourself when you're down there, right? I mean, look around and say, "Hey, I'm here." I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know Ron.
Truly blessed, these guys. My sponsors, so many of them are down here.
Yeah.
A lot of them are back at home. You got one of them in there with you. I'm
Frank
just so
Barton
thankful
is
for
here.
all the people who support my career, and I'm just kind of overwhelmed at times.
And Ron, now this is your first ICAST. I've been to 3 of them. When you first,
well, it is in recent years.
In recent years, I know, but
some number of years ago, I actually worked at what they call the old ASMA show.
That's right.
Which now ICAST. I worked at them when I was being sponsored by several companies during my tournament days.
But this is huge. This is you
gotten
can't.
a lot bigger, and I have to tell you, it's pretty amazing all of the new products that are out. And of course, I'm going to get as many pictures as I can.
Yeah.
And some video, a lot of video interviews, and they'll be all out on LROutdoors.com.
Yeah, let's be sure and get the redheaded fellow there with you. Just make sure.
Oh, he's going to be on it. Hey, I've already captured him.
You've already captured him? Okay.
I've captured him once or twice.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's going to be on it.
And the Strike King, I know we like to throw out that because these folks here, Mark Copley and all the Strike King folks, Mark, I know they're important to you, right?
Absolutely. They're friends. They're so passionate about this sport. They love to give back to our resource. It's just great to be a part of a company like Strike King, and they believe in our creator, and just in today's times, that's awful nice to be surrounded by people who love to give back and just good country folks.
What's up next for you, Mark? Our listeners are all of us that keep up with you. What's next for you?
Well, I'm getting ready to leave to go to Major League Fishing.
I thought you were.
Can't really discuss much about it because it's such reality TV. We can't really discuss where we're going or anything. But that's next week, and then I've got a few of the smaller Rayovac and the Rayovac Championship. I'm doing really well in that. I didn't have as good a tour season as I've had in the past 7 or 8 years. The middle part of it, I had two bombs in there, so that was a little disappointing. But it also puts things in perspective, gives you lights a little fire up underneath you, and I'm really excited, and I've got more fire in me for next year than I've ever had. So everything's good sponsor-wise, though. Things are doing real well.
Well, what about now? I know you can't talk about what's your feeling on this Major League reality?
I love it.
You do love it?
To be honest with you, I absolutely love it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's the most intense competition that I've ever been. When I leave to go to the boat ramp at 5 o'clock from my hotel, wherever I'm at, I will not have a clue where I'm going. So I'm competing against guys who don't have any waypoints. They don't have any knowledge of these lakes, and it's just intuitive fishing your instincts, and that's what I like.
And Ron Wong, how do you like this setup?
Well, I think it's very exciting, especially for TV.
For TV,
it's probably becoming one of the most popular fishing shows on the market today, and not only U.S., worldwide. Yeah.
Well, I think I'm wanting to see how the reaction goes. I know Mark loves competition, right, Mark?
Yes. Yeah.
And
I can compete eating hot dogs.
Well, let's don't go that far because the champion got beat, so we don't want you to do that. Hey, thank y'all for being with. Hey, Ron, we'll talk to you a little bit later in the show. Mark, again, keep it going, buddy. We're for you, okay?
Thank you, guys. You take care. Frank, you take care, buddy. We'll see you soon.
Okay, Mark. Okay, Ron.
All right. See y'all later. All right.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Okay. Ron Wong and Mark Rose, and I know Mark is a great ambassador for the sport of fishing, and you're one of the first guys that really, because he's from your area.
I first knew Mark when he was a Boy Scout executive.
That's right. Yeah,
and he was our executive over in Crittenden County, and that's what he was doing the weekend that he was fishing that tournament out there on the Mississippi River with the
And he won the $20,000
with the aluminum John
with the
boats.
aluminum John boat.
I was there during the weigh-in. It was a special time.
So as a sponsor now, I mean, he carries your banner, really. I mean, doesn't he? That Barton Power Sports is on his, as he said.
Mark is the.
He's the only pro fisherman on your.
Yeah, he's the only person. He's the only person like that we sponsor. I do that.
Yeah,
obviously,
you do other things
usually
like
the
that.
outdoor, Outdoors with Larry Ray show, and I.
But Mark is your friend besides just being a sponsor, because you know that he's going to represent you in a positive way.
Never have any doubt about that.
No, because that's Mark Rose, and and I know that to see him down there, I know he hadn't had a good year, but he's still hanging in there because he's a competitor, and these guys are really. You talk about some intense competition, and not only for sponsors, but also their life. I mean, they're pulled every which way.
You could do a whole segment on it, but I talked to Mark one time about typically what his year looked like, and the amount of time that he's gone from home's incredible. But the amount of time that he devotes to his family is also incredible, and I went over that. It's
his family and his faith and his fishing.
Family, faith, and fishing.
That's it. His 3 F's right there. All right, Frank Barton in studio on this July the 18th. Greg Ratliff, our show producer. Raspy Larry here on the studio. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.
And talking about what didn't work last year and how we're going to improve it for this year, and I know we're not the only people that have done that, because I've got people coming into the store and talking about getting ready for the season. And
deer hunters are the same way. They're working their food plots not now, but I think duck hunters are maybe even do more, because it's not easy to get into those places and do that at this time of the year when it's hot and things along that line. And people don't realize that we need to talk about that. We may talk a little bit about that, a little bit more with Frank, about preparing for the season. Everybody thinks it's just go over and kill ducks, but there is a lot of preparation, not only to get your ATV ready, to get your dog ready, get yourself ready, and get your equipment ready, but also to get your facility ready.
Right. And
he's shaking his head.
No, I'm agreeing with you completely.
I don't know which order that becomes.
You got to have the place right first.
You do, don't you? Yeah.
And then your dog.
Yeah.
You can't go back and catch up on the training that you missed out. With the dog, you can get your equipment ready on a shorter notice, and you can get yourself ready on a shorter notice.
Get your facility ready.
And then your dog. Those two things you can't wait on.
In the hot weather. All right, let's take our first break of the morning. Frank Barton in the studio here on this July the 18th. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.